Hello everybody, welcome back to Drive and Strive. Today, I finally got a nice day and some time to do this. I'm going to be doing some head gaskets on an 02 Oldsmobile Silhouette. It's got the 3400 SFI in it. This was actually my grandpa's vehicle. But I finally got time to do head gaskets on it, so I'm going to do head gaskets. I just pulled off this cowl piece, just going to set it off to the side, and now I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. So I went ahead and picked out some of the tools I know I'm going to need. I know I'm going to need both a flathead and a Phillips screwdriver. I know I'm going to need a 15, a 10, and a 13 wrench, as well as sockets. I want to go ahead and grab some shallows as well as deep wells for those. I got a ratchet and a few different varieties of extensions, and I recently picked up a Milwaukee 3/8 high torque ratchet wrench, the M12, and I actually really like that. I'm going to be using that a little bit. This will be the first big job I've used it on. And of course, can't go wrong with Mountain Dew. Not sponsored, but can't go wrong with a little bit of Mountain Dew. And these magnetic parts trays, I got mine from Harbor Freight. They're quite handy to have when doing this, so you have a place to put all your bolts. I like to, once I get stuff off, put my bolts back into the holes that they came out of. That way I know exactly where they are and I don't have to think about it later. I'm going to go ahead and pull out these two bolts here, and there's another bolt right back here. I'll have to get a light and I can show you that here in a minute. And then there's also two bolts here, and then right back here, way up there, there's another bolt. So I'm going to take all of those out. I'll move this off to the side, and I'm just going to flip the fuse box off to the side as well. I'm going to go and pull the battery out. And then after I do that, I'm going to go ahead and drain the coolant out of the radiator. Before I hooked up the light, I went ahead and drained the radiator. It's just got a wing nut on the bottom of it on the right side. And so you just open that and it just drains straight out the bottom. But now that that's out, I'm going to work on taking apart most of the intake system. So what I'm going to do when I do that, let's Okay, so I was able to wiggle that out. Had to get it in just the right orientation in order to pull it out. Now I'm going to work on getting this EGR bolt off. So you have a couple options. There's one singular bolt on the back, or there's two bolting it directly into the plenum. The last time I pulled one of these apart, I had to take it off of the plenum because that bolt was really rusty on the back side of the EGR. But this time I am going to try and get that one bolt off. Feels like it's maybe a 10 millimeter. Okay, so you didn't have to pull the fuel rail, you just needed to disconnect the fuel lines. I pulled it off anyway though, because I wanted to inspect everything, and my injectors don't appear to be in very good condition. But now I'm going to unbolt the power steering pump, just so it's out of the way and I have a little bit more room to get to stuff. And there's some bolts behind it that I need to get to. So inside these holes on the side of it, there's actually 3 bolts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this, and as I get to each bolt, I'm going to take the bolt out. There's 3 bolts. There's one right in that orientation there. There's one right there. And there's one right there. They're 13 millimeters. This pulley is plastic, so you gotta be careful. I'm gonna take those 3 bolts out, and I'm not gonna disconnect any of the lines, but I'm going to just pull it off to the side. I'm gonna pull it as far over as I can to get it out of my way. For the most part, all the electrical is disconnected that needs to be disconnected. So I didn't even realize this until I pulled this intake gasket off. But this right here, this coolant passage, and the very bottom of the cylinder head here. I'll move over here and flip it back a little bit so you can see it a bit better. It's completely full of RTV and dried up deck cool. It's completely filled. So I'm going to have to hopefully find a way to clear that out. Okay everybody, so I got the cylinder heads off. I got them sitting right there. It was actually fairly easy. The back one was a lot harder to get out than the front. But they're all off. I found that one of the coolant passages was blocked off with hardened Dexcool. And then on both of these gaskets, that should not be there. It should be blocked off. It's cracking there. And that's a little screwed up as well. That also has holes in it, it shouldn't be. And that was getting ready to have holes in it. But this one's not in real great shape. This other one is worse. Like I said, that there's letting coolant by as well as that little bit there. It's got a couple holes right there that have formed, and then it's made a big hole there and another hole there, and that definitely shouldn't be like that. You know, same deal right there. So anyway, now all I gotta do is I'm gonna clean up the cylinder heads. I'm gonna get all of this gunk off and clean those up and get all the old RTV and stuff off. Get the old intake gaskets off. I'm probably gonna go ahead and pull the exhaust manifold off the back, possibly, because I did get gaskets for that as well. It came in my kit. On the actual engine block, I am also going to clean it up, get the old RTV off, make sure it's nice and clean. I'm going to get all of the coolant out of the cylinders, and I'm also going to clean up my intake and my plenum, which is sitting on a workbench over here. So I'm also going to clean up the plenum, and I'm actually going to replace all of the seals as well as the mounting clips on the injectors. And I'm going to clean up the throttle body because the gasket's torn and it's all over that. As for the kit I got, so these are the new head bolts. So you got to replace those. I got them for the front and the back. I got new valve cover gaskets, new lower intake gaskets, new head gaskets, plenum gaskets, all of my O-rings for the injectors. And I got some more gaskets for the exhaust. I got my new manifold gaskets. I know I'm going to replace the one on the front. Haven't decided yet on the back one. I might try and take the manifold off and replace it. This one also came with a bunch of other O-rings for the coolant system and some other stuff. And then it also came with some other different seals and stuff. These are valve stem seals here. You know, I'm not going to use the majority of this, of those seals there. I'm actually not planning on using anything in that pile, but everything here I am planning on using. I also got a new oil filter because I'm going to go ahead and change the oil. I'm going to go get coolant still, and then these here are all the clips for the injectors. So the head gasket kit Comes with everything here, and that pile there, as well as the manifold gaskets. The hangers for the injectors were separate, as well as the oil filter and the head bolts. That was all separate. But I'm going to work on changing or putting everything back together in the next episode, or I guess the next video, not episode. You're gonna need some RTV as well. I got some black RTV here, and some thread locker would be nice. I did pick up some red thread locker in case I need it. I don't think I'm gonna end up using this though. I got some blue though I am going to use. But yeah, so I got all that. I'm gonna have to get the torque specs for the head bolts as well, because they do need to be torqued. I'm probably gonna soak them in some oil tonight. I'm gonna sit them in some oil. But well, everybody, we got the heads off. And we definitely found some issues we had with the head gaskets. So now I'm just going to work on cleaning some stuff up. And that'll probably take me a couple hours to clean everything, get it all nice and neat. But afterwards, I will start putting everything back together. That'll be in the next video. As for now, I'm just going to go ahead and end this video, and I will see you guys in the next time when I'm putting everything back together.